Look, if you've ever felt totally overwhelmed by the day-to-day mechanics of running a digital agency, you are definitely not alone. Scaling operations, it's notoriously tough, right? But today, we're diving into a really fascinating approach to busting through that bottleneck. We're looking at a comprehensive framework called the Complete SEO and Link Building Agency System. And we aren't just talking high-level theory here. We're getting right into the source material of this unified operating system. It's basically the underlying architecture you need to start, manage, and actually scale a guest posting and link building service. The goal? Shifting you from that chaotic daily grind to streamlined professional growth. Let's get into it. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the core pain point this entire system is trying to solve. Because let's be real, it's something almost everyone faces when they're just starting out. The source material points out a pretty stark reality. Most folks trying to offer a guest posting or link building service, they're completely stuck. I mean, they're drowning in this chaotic mess of disorganized spreadsheets. We have all been there, right? Just one broken VLOOKUP away from a total business meltdown. You usually don't have a centralized client management system. And honestly, the most paralyzing part? Having absolutely no clue how to confidently price your services or pitch them to potential clients. It's just a state of constant exhausting friction where you're wrestling with your tools instead of actually growing your business. So this framework acts as a bridge to get you across that massive divide. It's designed to take a business from this really chaotic before state, disconnected tools, total pricing guesswork, and drop you straight into a professional operating system. It's exactly the kind of setup that large-scale, highly successful agencies use behind the scenes. It completely removes the friction and intimidation of evaluating your very first vendor site and pushes you right toward the milestone of managing actual recurring clients. Basically, by consolidating all that scattered data, it turns a totally fragmented hustle into a streamlined, scalable operation. Now, instead of just handing you a pile of random, disjointed files and wishing you luck, this complete operating system is broken down into exactly 5 interconnected components. These 5 pillars completely replace all those fragmented tools you're probably used to struggling with. So what are they? We've got the Vendor Intelligence System, the Agency Command Center, the SEO Writer's Toolkit, the Skill Sprint course, and a super specific set of AI prompts. And the beauty here is that every single element of this framework is designed to work in perfect harmony. It literally ensures that absolutely no part of your agency's workflow is left to chance or some silly manual error. Let's zoom in on how this builds out the core operational tools. Think of these as the heavy lifters of the system. We're talking about 3 heavily automated trackers that handle all the complex data management. First up, the Vendor Intelligence System. This lets you dynamically audit and score your guest post vendors. And this is huge. It features built-in quality scoring and flags risky PBNs. Basically, it protects your clients from getting tangled up with penalized private blog networks, those low-quality sites built just for link manipulation that Google absolutely hates. Plus, it auto-calculates your pricing to lock in those margins. Next, you have the Agency Command Center. This is your centralized bird's eye view, complete with a client tracker, a content calendar, and an auto-calculating revenue dashboard. Finally, the SEO Writer's Toolkit gives you structured content brief templates and a strict keyword placement tracker. Honestly, these 3 alone will save you hours and hours of admin work. But hey, having the right trackers is really only half the equation, right? Speed of execution is the other half. And that brings us to the strategic accelerators highlighted in the source. This is exactly where the framework shifts gears from just storing data to actually acquiring clients. First, there's the guest posting and link building skill sprint. This is a super focused 7-module crash course. It's designed to take you from literally zero practical experience straight to landing your first paying client just by following a proven roadmap. And paired perfectly with that course, copy-paste AI formulas engineered to totally optimize your day-to-day operations. Now, the real secret sauce here revolves around exactly 40 pre-written, highly optimized AI prompts. And listen, these aren't just your standard generic chatbot questions. No way. These are precise commands ready to be plugged directly into ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. The source emphasizes that these prompts automate the absolute most tedious parts of the business. Think vendor vetting, complex negotiations, and outreach. But you know why this really matters? It completely cures the infamous blank page syndrome of working with AI. By relying on standardized prompts, you're guaranteeing uniform quality. And that is absolutely vital for when you eventually outsource these tasks to virtual assistants. It instantly elevates your agency's output while drastically reducing the time you spend staring at a screen. So who is this meticulously crafted architecture actually for? Well, the source outlines 3 distinct groups that this system totally transforms. First, it's custom built for freelancers. You know, the folks who are just exhausted by the solo grind and are finally ready to scale up safely. Second, it serves existing SEO agencies that have hit a ceiling and desperately need professional structure to handle more client volume. And finally, it is perfect for marketers who are just fed up with duct taping 5 disconnected tools together and want one cohesive professional system. It strips away all that amateur guesswork and swaps it for true agency-grade infrastructure. To cut through any corporate fluff and look objectively at what you actually get, the infrastructure of this entire system relies on just 5 core assets. You get 3 highly automated Excel workbooks. Those are the vendor intelligence system, the command center, and the writer's toolkit we just talked about. Plus, you get the 2 actionable PDFs, the 7-module skill sprint course, and the 40 copy-paste AI prompts. That's the whole shebang. It's this neatly packaged ecosystem perfectly formatted to drop into your business immediately. It gives you all the structural elements you need with absolutely zero bloat. Which brings us to the final and honestly most important takeaway of today's explainer. The days of relying on duct-taped systems, they're over. If your tools are actively capping your growth and eating up all your free time, it is definitely time to rethink your operational foundation. As we've seen, a unified system is the bridge from a chaotic hustle to a truly streamlined professional service. So I want to leave you with this. If you keep managing your data tomorrow the exact same way you did today, where is your agency actually going to be in a year? Are you building a scalable business or just one really complicated spreadsheet?